Whether you're training a new puppy or an adult dog, this is the perfect place to start. It's a great beginner game to teach your dog to come because it's simple, easy, and fun. Now, this game is great because you can also play it by yourself, so you don't need a volunteer or anybody with you. So when you're home alone, feel free to play this game. I also love this game because when it's raining outside, you can play it indoors and have fun with your dog. It's a very active game and it's great for maintaining behaviors. So even if your dog knows how to come, you can still practice this game inside. Before we start playing the game, we should talk about what equipment you'll need. Now, in this video, I'm going to be using just regular kibble that I have here because the dog that I'm demonstrating this with actually finds kibble reinforcing. Now, if your dog doesn't really like kibble, you can opt for something like this, which is a small beef liver treat. Now, make sure you cut them into small pea-sized shapes. Your dog doesn't need something super large to still find it reinforcing. The other thing that you'll need, so this is optional, is you can get a clicker. Now, the clicker sounds like this, and is used to mark a specific behavior. Now, if you don't want to have something in your head while you're doing this game, then you can just use your voice instead. So instead of using the clicker, you can just say a marker word such as yes or good. So to start this activity, I want to get my dog over by the treats and over by me. So obviously I've just started by moving them kind of around on the ground like this and letting him eat it. Now I just want to show him that, hey, look, this is fun food and it's kind of fun to chase, right? So I'm literally just starting with really small distances and moving the treat kind of away from myself. Now I just want him to pick them up. I'm not really worried about whether or not he comes back to me or not. I just want him to get in the habit of going and getting the treat and eating it. Now we're going to start making the task harder. So we want to make sure that we're throwing the kibble further away from us and making sure that he eats it. Now, if your dog is not eating it, switch for something that's a little bit more high value. So if kibble is not doing it, then you want to switch to maybe beef liver treats or something that your dog finds reinforcing, like a toy. The next step is you want to start making sure that your dog starts coming back to you. And so they get a treat for being right here, right beside you, and they get a treat for going away from you. Now, the purpose of throwing the treat away is because when you're by yourself, you need the dog to be not around you when you ask them to come. So tossing the treat like this makes the dog go away from you so that you are given the opportunity to recall them. So Fred has never done this before, and as you can see, he's just kind of like aimlessly walking around there. And so you want to make sure that you do this in super quick succession and make sure that you make coming back to you super reinforcing. And so in order to do that, we can use many different techniques, which I will show you. So one of the first techniques that you can use is after you chuck that away from you, you can take the piece of kibble and kind of move it around like this on the floor. Yeah, good boy. Another technique is you can drop it like that. So for him, that works really well. So he goes away from me, then I drop the treat on the floor over here, and he comes and gets it. One thing that you can do with your dog is if they're not actually coming to you, just run the opposite direction. So if you throw that over there, your dog goes to get it, and then you say come, and they don't come, just be like, come, and then run. Now, I don't have a lot of space here, so if you have more space, run further away. And if your dog is trying to take the kibble out of this, like you see Fred is doing, you just kind of move it behind you so it's less obvious. So you want to make sure that this is a fun game for them and that you're doing this fairly quickly so that your dog goes there and then immediately comes back to you. Right now, we're building a really fun pattern where he goes and chases and then comes right back. Now, as you can see, I'm not even asking him to do anything, so I'm not saying come yet or anything like that. Now, if your dog doesn't come back to you, there should be no punishment at all. Just let them do their thing and then reinforce them as soon as they get back here. So you're just going to repeat this a few times and then you're going to want to start adding in the verbal cue. So you want to start adding in come, but again, we always want to set our dogs up for success. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to take the kibble and you're going to throw it. Now, as soon as the dog starts automatically coming back to you, that's when you're going to say come. So don't say come when your dog is still looking for the treat, because that's not setting your dog up for success. What you want is, as the dog is walking back to you, that's when you're going to say come, because the dog is going to start associating that movement towards you with the actual verbal cue. So I'll demonstrate that right now. So he's picked it up. Come. So as you can see, he's walking back. He's on his way back to me, and that's when I'm saying it. Come. The next step is to actually start adding in that verbal cue before your dog starts walking back to you. So as soon as you see your dog picking up this kibble when they're away from you, then you're going to say come before they start walking towards you. The other thing is that you probably want to start adding in a clicker or a verbal marker word if you want. Come. Yes. So now our dog is reliably getting the treat and coming back, and we're using that marker word to reinforce when they get back. Yes. We want to use this pattern so that our dog is super successful and just automatically comes back to us without us having to do much.
Maybe more than that, though.
Now, the problem with this is that if we continuously just practice this over and over again, it's that our dog just learns that they go from point A, which is over there, to point B, which is right here. Now we just want to make sure that our dog actually is understanding that come means come back to us and not just walk back and forth. Now to break this down into smaller steps, what we can start doing is chucking this treat away from us in different locations, but still recalling to the exact same place. So we'll start with the regular area over there. Come. See, now I'm going to throw it in a different direction. Come. Yes. Maybe I'll throw it over there. Come. Yes. And so as we can see, the recall might be a little bit slower at this phase because we are changing it up a bit. So the next step is after we've done all of this, so we've started chucking the treat into different locations around the house, we want to make sure that we're starting to move our location too, so that our dog makes that connection that come means come to us and not just this one location here. So what you're going to do is you're going to chuck the treat in the same location, like over here maybe, and then you're going to move yourself. So come. Good boy. Come. Yes. Come. Okay. So as you can see, I'm now mixing it up a little bit. So I'm starting to throw the treats like, oh, over here, and then go into a different location. Come. Yes. Of course, when I'm changing the location that I'm in and the location that I'm throwing the treats, I want to make sure that I just start in one single room. Then I want to start involving other rooms. So I start adding in my living room, maybe going behind a wall, so going into my bathroom, or going into my bedroom. Make sure that you start really varying the activity so that your dog knows that when you're in another room, that come still means come to me. Now, if you notice that at any point when you're going through all of these steps that your dog starts not listening to you and starts, I'm going to say, failing, we need to make sure that we make it easier for them. Your dog is not trying to not listen to you because they're trying to be difficult or stubborn. They're just not listening to you because they don't understand what you're asking them to do. And so if you bump up the difficulty too fast, sometimes your dog just doesn't understand what you want and then they don't listen. So if at any point your dog decides it doesn't want to come, then maybe we need to look at the environment. So maybe we left too many distractions out. So maybe there were some toys, or maybe there was some kibble that got thrown underneath the couch that our dog is trying to get. Maybe our cat is in the room and our dog can't focus when the cat is there. So if any of these things are there, remove them and make it a little bit easier. and then gradually start adding in those distractions. So each time that you do it, maybe start adding in some toys or maybe some other animals. If you notice that your dog is having trouble with any step, just go back to the step before a few times and then retry the next step. So if you're noticing when you went into your bedroom that your dog didn't come, maybe your dog doesn't understand that come means that they need to come to you when you're in a different room. So maybe stand in the doorway where they can still see you and re-ask them to come. So as you can see, you're making it a little bit easier, and then you can gradually start moving back into the room, so further back into the room where they can't see you. If you're interested in learning more about how to add distractions in while you're dog training, then please look at my other videos. I will be having a full video that goes over distractions. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sam from Guidance Pet Training. Check out our other videos, and if this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I locked my cat in the closet. Sorry, Luna. Sweetie.